everybody? My name is Dylan, also known as Vijax TV. Welcome back to the channel, and as always, I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Alright guys, so welcome back to the Beginner's Guide to Destiny series that I've started on the channel. This is going to be episode 3. We covered a good bit in our last episode. We talked about power levels, we talked about strikes, we ran a strike, we talked about the different weapons, the archetypes, what ammo they use and what the ammo looks like, all that good stuff. But as we start this next episode, I actually wasn't planning to do this, but I guess once you reach a certain power level, I think it might be 800 power. When you reach 800 power, you can start, the newest series of missions that's going on in the game right now. So the season we're in is called Season of Arrivals, and basically, it's all about the darkness. These big ships, coming and pretty much just trying to take over at this point. And so we're trying to fight back against the darkness. And so I honestly didn't think that we get to play anything of the season since we haven't bought the season pass or we don't own any DLCs. This is just a free New Light account. So it's actually pretty exciting that new players get to at least experience some of what's going on in the story. So we're going to go through this mission. It'll kind of fill us in on what's been going on, and then we'll continue the episode, after that. So let's hop right into it. All right, so you're going to get some dialogue. There's going to be some cutscenes that unfortunately I wasn't recording for, but don't worry, you'll see them. So pretty much what's going on right now is we're looking for Eris Morn. These ships have touched down, and we're kind of just trying to, get to the bottom of everything, figure out what's going on. So as you can see, there is a big darkness, like pyramid-looking ship in front of us, and so I'm guessing we're going to go do some research.
No, no, don't! You bring weapons. You will not need them. We offer only truth.
And this is like the darkness talking through our ghost. It's just pretty crazy. And if you guys...
Pulled us out of the beam. What's happening? What is this place?
If you guys didn't play Shadowkeep, which I'm assuming, if you're watching this video, you probably haven't. We got a little bit more of an introduction to the darkness. We actually went inside one of the pyramids that's on the moon. And so, when Beyond Light hits in about a month, we're going to get more of an explanation. Hopefully. It's all leading up
We're
to...
back on Io, close to the cradle.
Hold on.
I'm getting faint readings from Eris now. Let's keep moving.
So it's all kind of,
The air down here is choked
Lord.
with strange communications.
Give me 1 second.
I don't know if I can...
Is that you, Guardian?
You're needed back at the tower. Zavala sent us.
Of course he did. I'm moving toward the cradle. It calls to me.
It? What is it?
The hive of frenzied.
Zavala, did you catch that? This interference. I can't triangulate a point of origin. Keep going. Maybe the signal is better up ahead.
Alright, let's try to clear out some of this stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, it's all been leading up to Beyond Light. This is all leading up to the sister of Oryx. Her name is Savathun. Obviously, a lot of you guys probably didn't play D1 either. Destiny 1, one of the big bosses and enemies we had to fight, his name was Oryx. He was one of, like, the biggest enemies of the darkness that we had to kill. He's known as the Taken King. Pretty much, he spawned all of this stuff right here. These enemies are called Taken. They were once their own kind of beings. Like, this is really a Hive Knight. He's a Hive, but he was taken by Oryx, so now, he has a whole new set of abilities and stuff. And, any, Cabal can be taken, Hive can be taken, Fallen can be taken. This is all leading up to his sister Savathun, who I'm guessing is going to try to take his place and, you know, become the next big ruler and, you know, try to put a stop to the Traveler. So this is pretty much what this is all leading up to. So I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with Savathun and how they're going to continue the story from here. But, you know, in this mission, pretty much all we're doing right now is we're just fighting a bunch of enemies, you know, trying to clear our way and make our way to Eris. So, you know, nothing crazy.
Guardian, your assistance would not be unwelcome. There are forces at play here I do not fully understand. Behind!
Alright, Eris. We gotta get there to her, man. She sounds in distress. Gotta make our way to her. Usually she's the one that's pulling us out of, like, you know, trouble. But, you know, it's kind of cool. The roles are being reversed here, so. And pretty much I'm just, you know, I'm fighting enemies. Whenever my grenade ability comes back up, you know, I'm pretty much just, you know, holding the grenade and throwing it so it does more damage. The big, you know, they're called Eyes of Savathun opened up here. Or Savathun's Witness, whatever you want to say. So we're just going to throw our super at it to kind of, you know, help advance time. We're getting pretty hurt here. We have an Ogre that just spawned up, so I'm going to back up and throw a Healing Rift. And then shoot some heavy. Fortunately, we got a bunch of annoying take and thrall. It should only take like 1 or 2 more rockets. We might be able to just finish him with primary. Yeah, okay, great. Alright, so now we're going to shoot another rocket at this. Throw our nade down. Alright. So they're called Shriekers. That's what that big thing is. It's called a Shrieker. It's essentially just a big Shrieker. But this is all leading up to, you know, if you actually end up buying the season pass, I don't know if you can run the interference mission every week. If you can, that's great, but I don't know. You usually only really run it to get some, you know, it's part of the story, but it's really mainly for a reward that you get at the end. And the reward can help you with your power level a lot. So, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that. We'll just have to keep playing.
Something. Please. What is that?
It's a big old tree. We didn't reload our rocket. Yeah, these big guys, they're taking Cabal. They're taking Centurions. They have an arc shield. If you have an arc weapon, it's best to use it against them. It takes their shield down fast. And they also shoot these little arc balls. You can shoot them out of the sky. They'll damage you if they hit you. So if you see one, just shoot it. They do a good bit of damage. I'm going to go ahead and throw our rift down here. Get our health back. I'm probably just going to end up killing this guy. The shotgun is solar, but, you know, it can do enough damage to one-hit them. But if we get to do the mission every week, you can do this on all 3 characters if you decide to make 3 characters. And so if we get to do this mission, this is essentially what the mission is. It's pretty much going back to this same spot every week. You know, there's different variations to it, but it's pretty much all the same. You kill enemies, you get a reward from it. That's why I love that grenade so much. And this is also where we'll get to pick up our artifact.
Something pulled us
We
back
already
in.
have it,
It's
so
keeping us
I
from
don't know
Eris.
why we can't go ahead and, or why it's making us run the mission again, because this is where we find it. It's called a Seed of Silver Wings. This is essentially where we get the seed from. So I don't know why it's making us run the mission. I guess just to have it. I don't know.
Look. Those are all eyes.
Like I was saying, these are hive. See, that's a hive knight. That's what they look like when they're hive. And that the other one was taken, so it's a nice little, you know, you can see the difference between them. They have their own different abilities, their weapons that they use that they change, but you know, they're both knights. One's just a hive, one's taken. One thing I don't like about Destiny is like a lot of the enemies you play, you know, a good bit of them are just reskins of other enemies. So I'm hoping with the new DLC that comes out, we'll get a new enemy type to fight against. You know, it'd be nice to shoot something different, honestly. But all right, so this thing is opened up again. We're gonna throw our nade and then throw our Nova Bomb just to make it close back up. We got some Savathun envoys, just these big wizards. So we're gonna go ahead and try to take these out real quick. And they are solar, so if you have a solar weapon, you can use them. Alright, so we're gonna try to find a spot real quick. This will be really great for my nade, but unfortunately we do not have that back up. Alright. So that is dead. Well.
There are too many of them.
You're right, there's too many of them.
Enough!
There she is. That's what usually happens. She's usually the one saving us, you know? She pulls us out of a lot of stuff.
You're hurt.
It is nothing. But this is something. A tree of silver wings. It grew from the last place the traveler touched before it left this world. The darkness was drawn here, as the hive is drawn to the darkness. These eyes of mine, the things they have seen.
What was that?
Something that does not want us here.
Darkness.
No. But it is of the darkness. It has to be you this time.
So this is where we pick this up, and this is the seed. This is our, yeah, see, this is our artifact. And we'll go through the artifact.
I repeat, come in.
We hear you, Zavala.
Have you found her?
The seed breaks through the interference.
Eris.
Zavala.
Report back to me in the tower, both of you. Our transmissions may be compromised.
Let's not keep him waiting, Guardian.
Alright, so now we're going to see a little cutscene of talking to Zavala. Yeah, that's essentially what starts this whole season that we're in.
What did you find?
It found me. The darkness reached out, but something interferes. Its messages to us are being defaced
Defaced.
by the witch sister of the taken King Oryx,
Savathun.
Savathun.
Your obsession gives her power.
No. She feeds on denial, ignorance. The Guardian has discovered a means to circumvent her. A seed of silver wings.
Eris,
If the darkness reaches out, we must reach back.
I will not sanction this.
We are beyond sanctions. It is here. I will return to Io. If we cannot determine what the darkness seeks, we will find ourselves on the verge of a second collapse. Perhaps that is what Savathun wants.
Please, don't.
Let me go, Zavala.
Where were we?
According to spectral analysis, the pyramid, its propulsion, the energy it's manipulating on Io, I don't see a ship. I see a being. Paracausal in nature.
And it's weird seeing these old cutscenes, you know, without
All
my
records of the
like
Golden Age
guardian
agree.
that
On
I
the
use
first
on a
day,
daily
the sky
basis.
filled with darkness. On the second,
But it's cool.
the traveler fell.
Help Eris where you can, but be ready to deal with the enemy fleet when it arrives. We need you, Guardian.
There it is. So whenever we get a chance, I'll go over the artifact, explain what it is, and the different things in it that can help you, and we'll keep moving on from there. We're probably going to try to do some Crucible today. We haven't really touched on Crucible that much. So, all right, so we're back at the tower, so this is a good time to explain what this is. All right, so for the last, couple seasons now, everyone has come with their different version of, what's called an artifact. And essentially what this is, it helps boost your light level um, beyond what it normally can be. So, like I was saying in one of my other videos, we're a base power level of 830, but with our artifact bonus, the +3, we can be 833. So once you reach max power, which in this season it's 1060, your artifact bonus will be able to give you power level beyond 1060. So, say you're at 1060 and you have a 20 plus power bonus, artifact bonus, you can be 1080. And that's what's going to allow you to do some of the harder stuff, like um, Master Nightfalls, Grandmaster Nightfalls, all that good stuff. So it's very important that you're playing, that you're trying to increase your XP as much as you can, because that artifact bonus is definitely very helpful. Also trying to get your power level up as high as you can before Beyond Light comes out. So let's look at our artifact. So with our artifact, it comes with a bunch of different perks that you can unlock. These perks are only going to be around for this season. Each season has its own variation of the perks that come out. Some of them might return in the next season. We'll just have to see. But these are what we have to work with this season. So don't think that just because we're unlocking them now that we'll get to keep them forever. You never know. They could change. But these, like I said, this is what we have this season. So, there's 5 different columns of perks that you can unlock as you level up your artifact, and you'll unlock different perks that you can choose from. So, in this first column, we have 5 weapon perks that we can choose from. I would personally recommend that everybody chooses all 5 of them, because all 5 of them can help you in various different things that you're doing. If you decide that you want to start running Master Nightfalls, Grandmaster Nightfalls, and things like that, these perks, Unstoppable Burst, Overload Arrowheads, they're going to be useful against enemies in those nightfalls. You know, you're going to have unstoppable champions. You'll have overload champions. You'll have barrier champions. And each of these perks allows your weapon to penetrate those shields and kill those enemies that you wouldn't normally be able to kill them with just like ordinary weapons. You have to have weapons with these perks on them. So I would recommend in this first column at least picking all of them. So anti-barrier is one of the most important ones. And if you don't want to pick all of them, at least pick the three that you know are going to help you the most. And in my opinion, that's going to be anti-barrier rounds, some form of unstoppable. So depending on what you like to use more, I like unstoppable hand cannon rounds better. I feel like they work better on hand cannons than on pulse rifles. But you can choose pulse rifles if you like them. And like I said, I recommend you take them all. So if you get to a point to where you get enough unlocks, you can unlock them all. But for the time being, we're going to do our anti-barrier rounds, unstoppable hand cannon rounds for me, and then I'm also going to do overload arrows because arrows are really good in my opinion against overload champions. So we have that, and we have 4 unlocks. We've unlocked 3 of them so far. So we have one more unlock that we can go through. We've unlocked the second column. This is going to be stuff that goes on your armor pieces that can help your weapons. So, you know, we have enhanced pulse rifle loader, which will go on our gauntlets, our arms, and they'll help us reload pulse rifles faster. You have enhanced unflinching rifle aim, which goes on your chest. This will help when someone's shooting at you and you're aimed down sights with an auto rifle or just any rifle. Um, you know, we have enhanced scatter projectile targeting. This helps your aim assist and how well you're able to target enemies when you're using stuff like uh, SMGs, auto rifles, machine guns, pulse rifles, sidearms, all that good stuff. This is a good one. I would suggest picking this one up. You have sword ammo scavenger. This helps you pick up more ammo for your swords if you're using a sword, which is a heavy weapon. And one of the best heavy weapons in the season right now is the sword that you can get from the season pass called the Falling Guillotine. You can get it as a free reward, so I would definitely be playing a decent amount this season to try to at least unlock that sword. It is so powerful. And then bow loader helps increase your reload speed on bows. We're going to pick up the sword scavenger because I'm eventually going to try to work my way up to that sword, and so this is a nice perk to have with it. But I'll probably end up also unlocking scatter projectile targeting and enhanced pulse rifle targeting. So as we continue to level up the character, we'll go through all the different perks, and you know, we'll get there. So that's our artifact. We got a new bond that's going to jump up from 750 to 938. So our power is going to go up to 856. We'll go ahead and dismantle this for the material. Alright, so now we're back here at the tower. I don't know why it's put us back here. I guess to talk to the drifter.
You ready to bang knuckles?
Yeah, so this is where we actually get the seed, but we already have it, so. Alright.
Watch your back out there, sister.
So now we have a new quest update. We go down to quest down here. In the face of darkness, so take the Seed of Wings to an invasion site on Io or Titan and complete the contact public event. So this is where we're starting to get into the more grindy stuff of this season. There's an event that you can do every week. It's called the contact event, and like it said in the description, when you hover over, you know, Io or Titan, you'll see that it'll have a symbol beside it. This little, you know, circle with the pyramid, the darkness ship inside of it. That's where we'll have to go for our contact public event. I don't know why it's saying that it's on Titan. I guess we have to go talk to some. Oh, this is part of a quest. Never mind. Forget what I'm saying. But it'll be on one of these. You click on one, you'll see it. What you're looking for is this right here, this little diamond. It says contact public event, and like I said, it will be either on IO or Titan. You know, you can click on it to track it, and then you can go to wherever it's located. It's in the rupture on IO. Well, you can go and do that public event. All right, this is the other thing that was on Titan. This is, you know, we have to speak with Sloan. We'll get into that. And then this is just old Gambit stuff. So now let's see if anybody else in the tower. And we have a message under our radar up there. It's just saying we have a tracked quest. You know, we tracked the contact event, so you know we tracked it. We don't have to check that. But it does look like Ikora needs us. So let's see what she's got for us.
Welcome.
Okay, so this is pretty much just a introduction to the game. These are introduction quests. You can go to each one of these quests on the different planets, and you'll get a reward of resources. You can do this, but in all honesty, I don't think it's really that important.
Come back.
The resources that you'll get from it probably aren't going to help you too much. But, I mean, you know, if you have the time, I do recommend going through and really getting to know each of the NPCs at the different planets. You know, that it's an introduction to all of them. So, if you have the time, I do recommend doing it. But you know, we're most likely not going to do this or do that in this series.
Welcome back.
So we didn't pick up the arms that that dropped from that mission, and you know, it came to our postmaster, so we're going to pick those up. And these are just, you know, these are old messages. You can keep them here, but you can also archive them, and they'll go to your triumphs. So that's what we'll do. So that way our postmaster isn't always lighting up with news. We'll go ahead and archive these. It's just lore. You know, you can take the time to read through these if you really want to.
Guardian.
But as you can see, we sent them to our triumphs, and they should be somewhere in here in the lore. Yeah, see, here they are. The Warlock and Nor. Here they are. Alright, so we got some new arms. We're 942. We'll delete our green ones. Alright, so now all we really need to do is get rid of these legs and get rid of the shotgun, and we'll probably be close to 900 level. Alright, so I do want to run a game of Crucible, just to kind of introduce you guys to Crucible. It's the multiplayer, player versus player. So what we're going to do is I also wanted to touch up on the best weapons to use when we're going into PvP. In my opinion, these are the weapons that everybody's using. These are the weapons that you're going to have the, you know, the most success with as a newer player. So let's hop over to our collections up here at the top. You can click on it, or you can just hit A twice when you're on the character screen, and it'll take you to your collections. And your collections is basically everything that you've found so far. You know, you can see what you've recently discovered. You know, these are weapons that we've discovered. We've discovered, you know, some these perks from our artifact. But we're going to go over here to weapons. And I'm going to go over a couple of the weapons that I think you should pick up from the collections and start using and getting comfortable with. So let's go through. So right now, the meta, and every season has its own version of the meta, which are the basic, you know, the best weapons and perks and stuff like that to use in the game. So in this season's meta, 600 round per minute auto rifles and 150 round per minute hand cannons are very dominant. Those, along with some of the heavy hitting pulse rifles, those primaries are going to be the primaries that you want to look for when you're playing in this season. So, you know, you can unlock some stuff that you haven't found. Like, you know, the other day we were playing and we found an Ether Doctor. As you can see, it's a 600 round per minute auto rifle, and these can you can pull this out of the collections if you have like an old one. But this one, it comes with randomized perks, so you can't pull it out of your collections. You have to just find these. But when it comes to blue weapons, they come with what's called static rolls. You can't get new perks on them. So you can always pull these out of collections. One of the ones that I recommend that you pull out of the collections right away is the Ross Lysis 2. This is one of the best 600 round per minute blue auto rifles in the game. It's highly competitive. You can definitely slay out with it. It's super easy to use. So we're going to pull this bad boy. You know, you can also use something like the refrain. It's got Rampage on it, which does more damage
Hi again.
the more kills you get, so you can pull that. It's a 600 as well. You know, we got some good stuff in here. So I do recommend pulling this auto rifle out. When it comes to pulses, I don't think there's really any all that great blue pulses in the game right now. There's none that I would really recommend too much. The only one that I can really say I would recommend if we were going to use one is the Encore 25. It has high cal rounds, it has a good sight on it, and it has outlaw for faster reloading. It's a good, decent pulse rifle, but honestly, I would just stick with the AR. And then also, if you want to try a hand cannon out and get a feel for them, I don't know if this Better Devils comes unlocked, but the Better Devils is really nice. The other one that I was going to say is the One Earth. Now, the One Earth is a green hand cannon. It obviously doesn't come with the best stats because it is green, but it is, like I said, a 150 round per minute hand cannon. They're the lightweight frames. It feels really nice to use, so we're going to pick this up as well, just to try to show it off. But don't expect these weapons to be amazing because obviously they're low level weapons. So these are just to kind of get you a feel for what you can get when you start playing more of the game. So I would recommend picking up those primaries. The hand cannon, the One Earth hand cannon, and the Ross, whatever, the 600 RPM auto rifle. So now that we have our primaries, let's go over our special weapons. So we go over here to special, we can look at shotguns, and in all honesty, there's one shotgun that I can really recommend right now, and that is the Botheration MK28. It is one of the best shotguns in the game, honestly. Like, its one-hit range potential is so good, and that's all I can really say. It does its job. It does what a shotgun's supposed to do. So we're going to pick up that, and I would say shotguns and snipers are the most, prominent specials in the game right now. So if you like to snipe, I would also recommend picking up the Akin LR2. And as you see, there's two different versions of some of these guns. You've got the year 1 versions, but you can also get the, year 2 versions. But unfortunately, the year 2 versions come as kinetics, so they'll go in your first slot, so they won't have an element on them. You see the difference? This has void. This is just a kinetic. There's a lot more primaries that are better to go in the kinetic slot than energy slot. So I prefer energy slot special weapons. So that's why I'm picking up the year 1 versions. So I would recommend you do the same. So now we have our primaries, we have our snipers. I'm probably going to use the raw slices too with the shoddy, but obviously you can you can mix, you can go hand cannon snipe. You can go hand cannon shoddy, all that good stuff. You could go auto rifle snipe. What you're looking for is you want to have a good mix of short range to long range combat when you fight. So both your weapons shouldn't be long range weapons, and also both of them shouldn't be short range weapons. You want a good mix of short to long range. So something like a hand cannon and snipe, hand cannons are better at the mid to short range, while snipers are better at those longer ranges. Shotguns are better at short range, auto rifles are better at mid ranges. So you want to have a good mix. Alright, so with all that being said, now that we have some weapons that should be good to use, we're going to head over here to Shaxx, and we are going to see if he has any bounties for us to pick up so that we can gain XP. I think we have to run a Crucible match first. He doesn't have any right now, so let's go ahead and get into a Crucible match and get this going. So when you click on the Crucible, you'll see a bunch of different icons and pictures and stuff of the different modes you can go through. But essentially, there are some basic modes that you can always play. So things like Control. Control is something that's here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Control is simply like domination in Call of Duty. If you're a Call of Duty player, there's 3 flags. There's A, B, and C. You're trying to cap the flags. You're trying to hold them for the longest amounts of time. The more flags you have captured and the more kills you have, the higher points you're going to get. And whoever wins with the most whoever has the most points wins. It goes up to 250 points. So essentially, you're trying to kill people and also maintain all of the flags as you go, you cap them, and you try to hold them. So, so there's that. You can play this. There's also something called Classic Mix. It's here all the time. It's going to have Control, Clash, and Supremacy in it. Those are the 3 game modes. It shifts around. So, if you don't like Control as much and you want to play other game modes like Clash, which is just Team Deathmatch, or Supremacy, which is like Kill Confirmed, you can play in this, but we're just going to go into Control. They also have a weekly rotator. This can pretty much be anything. Right now, it's Team Scorched. You go in with Scorched cannons. It's pretty fun. And then you have your competitive playlist. So this right here is essentially like your casual playlist, and then this right here, these 3 right here are your competitive playlists. So, Showdown, it's a rotator competitive game mode. Elimination is 3v3. It's kind of like Search and Destroy. But essentially, you're not trying to blow anybody up. It's like Clash. It's like Team Deathmatch mixed with Search and Destroy. It goes by rounds. You try to eliminate each other. You can think of it as like Valorant. Playing rounds of Valorant. Survival. It's a comp playlist. It goes on a ranking system. The more points you get in this playlist, the better people you play. So we're just going to stick to the casual stuff. We're going to go into some Control. And your light level doesn't mean anything in these low tier Crucible matches. So things like Control, all that good stuff, even the comp stuff, your light level doesn't really mean too much. You don't have to worry about it. But once you get into other multiplayer game modes like Trials of Osiris, which is higher tier comp play, and Iron Banner, which it's not too competitive, but it does make you have to be a certain power level to be good or to do better in it. So we're just going to go in with our auto rifle and shoddy. We're also going to switch over to Top Tree Dawn Blade because, in my opinion, that is one of the best subclasses to use in the game. And so we're just going to get started. This is 6v6. You and 5 other people versus 6 other people. It just matches you up randomly with other people. You can obviously come in here with, friends if they like to play. These 2 guys, you can tell by the little black bar beside their names that they're paired up. So we have 2 2-mans in here. And you'll see, there's people varying in different light levels, power levels. This guy is closer to our power level. He's a 770. He's just getting started out. And then you've got, your people that have been playing for a while. We got some 1060s in here. This guy's 1071. He's the highest light in here. So as you can see, he's leveled up quite a bit. All of his armor is masterworked. He's gotten decent weapons. So
Control.
Don't worry. As we play, we will get into better situations with our armor and our weapons. But I'm pretty much just doing this to show you that you don't have to have the best of the best to have fun in this game. You can go in with these lower tier weapons and still put on a show and just have fun, So we claim our home flag here. We have some people across. We're going to toss a nade. We do have someone burning. We're going to use our dash ability and push. Oh, dude. I lost him, but, this is essentially what we're doing. We're just, we're trying to kill them and also capture the flags. As you can see, their flag is red, our flag is blue. And this B flag is gray because no one's captured it yet. So we're going to go here, we're going to drop a rift on it, and we're going to try to cap B for ourselves. And this will give us 2 flags while they only have 1. So every kill we get, we'll get 2 points. And they're only getting 1 point per kill. So this should help us Just kill faster. Unfortunately, the guy that I was talking about in the preloading screen, he's, like I said, he's really high leveled. He's gonna have the, some of the top tier weapons and, all that good stuff. So, don't get discouraged if you play against people who have, armor that's better than yours or weapons that are better than yours. That all that will come. You just have to keep playing. And so, the biggest thing is to play smart. You got to use what you have here to your advantage.
Zone B lost. Power play.
And these guys are all spawning here for some reason, which isn't good. We're kind of surrounded right now. And I accidentally wasted a shotgun shot. Push him. Kill him. Meleeed him to death. Alright, so we got out of it. Alright, let's go. So that's what you gotta do. You just gotta play smart, We got another guy, and we're constantly looking at our radar. At the top left, you're going to get indicators of where people are pushing you from. You're always going to want to check that radar. Make sure you know where people are. Oh, I didn't have any shotgun ammo. Okay. I shouldn't have missed that shotgun shot in the first place. That was my fault. But always be checking that radar. And you do have to be careful. You always want to try to stay moving because people do like to snipe in this game. And so if you get caught standing still, you're going to get your head popped off. And nobody wants that. You see, he's standing on the bridge there with a sniper rifle. I'm going to throw a nade over there. Try to see if he can get some tags. And try to have someone there with you to help back you up, Alright. So we do have a guy on A. And we actually have multiple people on A. And we had another person coming from the island over there. So we kind of just got pinched. But that's alright. Our team is on B, which is great.
Zone advantage is yours.
So you at least want to try to have 2 flags captured when you're playing this.
Zone C lost.
So we're flying over here at A. They just capped C, so A is going to be open. So we're going to drop our red and try to cap A. Try to have 2 flags. We do have our super up, so we can use that. And it is recommended to try to use your super as soon as possible because you're not going to get a whole lot of them. So, I mean, you might as well just, call your super in, try to get kills with it. And unfortunately, we just got absolutely destroyed. He sniped us and then cleaned us up with a hand cannon. That's going to happen. I didn't play that too smart.
Could go your way. Could go theirs.
That's okay. We should get another chance to use our super. Alright, so we have some guys that are flying over. Picked them up on radar. And unfortunately, we got double team there. This guy, he's using a last word. Last word, I can tell he's on controller. Last word is better for controller than it is for mouse and keyboard. So, that was a pretty good play by him. He threw a wombo combo and jumped over. That was really smart. But, I've been playing the game for a long time, so I saw that coming. So, that's, super smart. You want to try to be unpredictable. And that's what he did. I didn't jump high enough. That's unfortunate. Unfortunately, I'm getting caught in a lot of these 1v2 situations. I don't know where my team is. My team is kind of just, sitting back. They're not too aggressive. So, we kind of have to play slower.
Zone A lost.
Which is unfortunate. It's not really my play style. I hate playing really slow. But, it's something we have to do. We don't have the best weapons.
Zone A captured. You have advantage.
Alright, we got that guy pretty weak. Killed him with a shotty. and unfortunately he solo Nova bombed us. A big waste of his super. Definitely wasn't smart, but hey, that happens.
3 minutes.
Lord, of course, he just backpedals and kills us with his last word. Unfortunately, we got into a game with some guys with some annoying playstyles. That's alright. Of course, last word, he's on controller. It's super powerful. If you play with controller and you find the exotic hand cannon last word, use that, okay? Use it.
Get those zones
It's
back.
pretty wild how good it is on a controller, so. Alright, so they're trip capping us now. We just got B back. We are keeping this pretty close, though, which I'm surprised. Because I haven't really seen my teammates a whole lot. So, we got B. We're going to try to get A. Get a 2-cap lead back.
You captured zone A. You have zone advantage.
But, the biggest thing about Crucible is just knowing lanes, being familiar with the map. That's going to come with time. Obviously, your first couple of games in, you're not going to know all the different lanes and all that good stuff. So, just take, just be aware. It's going to take some time to get used to each map and seeing how it plays.
You captured zone C. You have advantage.
But the most important thing is always keep your eye on your radar. You always want to know where your enemy is going to be pushing you from.
You're in the lead.
If you're not constantly watching your radar, then you're just going to get killed. Alright, so we know we got some guys on C here. He's weak, we can clean him up. Shotgun him.
1 minute left.
Lord. That is just good play by him.
Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours.
He's a decent player. He's hitting shots. Lord, man, it's just unfortunate. We keep spawning in areas where there's multiple people. We spawned here. There's 3 people there. Not a whole lot we could do. We do have our super back again. So we are going to try to make better use of it this time. Someone else just called in their super.
Your enemy has a power play. Zone A captured.
Bro, everybody disappears when I call in my super.
They've taken the lead. You can turn this tide.
Alright, we're just trying to run away from this super that's behind me. Unfortunately, we played horrible with our supers this whole game. Don't worry, trust me, I'm bad with the super. I'm really bad with the super, so you can be better with it. Alright, but yeah, that was our Crucible match. Didn't have the best game there, but this is just something I'm doing on the fly. Obviously, we don't have the best weapons, but we also didn't play the best either. But we did with what we had. I don't know. Did we win that game? I wasn't even paying attention. I don't think. No, we lost by 6 points. It was a close game. They had some really good players on the enemy team, so it was a good match. But yeah, that's pretty much going to wrap it up here. There is one more thing I would like to talk about real quick before we go in that can sort of help you with your experience in Crucible and overall just in general in the game. So in this game, there are things called mods. And like I was talking about, these are mods that are in your artifact. But there's also other mods out there that you can just find just by playing, in Crucible matches. You can find them in strikes. You can buy them from the gunsmith if he has a good mod available. I do recommend hopping on at least once every day and checking the gunsmith because he can sell some really good mods. But essentially what these mods do is they help you with whatever playstyle you're using at the time. So on your helmet, you're going to have a couple different mods, but the main ones are going to be your ammo finders and your targeting. So Essentially, what that means is there's going to be a different ammo finder for each weapon. So, auto rifle ammo finder. It's going to help you find more ammo for your auto rifle. So, it's going to increase your chances of finding, you know, auto rifle ammo, which is primary ammo. And then you have grenade launcher ammo finder. This is going to help you find more special ammo for your grenade launcher. So, if you're running a shotgun or a sniper rifle or a grenade launcher, if you have one of these mods, you can slot them into your helmet and it'll help you find more ammo for the weapon you're using. So I would recommend using these more for PvE because they're not really going to be that important for PvP. You're going to, when you die, you'll respawn pretty much with full ammo, all the time. So this isn't really going to help you out in PvP. These ammo finders are definitely more for PvP. I mean for PvE. Sorry. But the ones that are for PvP are your targeting mods. These are super important for helping you with your accuracy, helping you land your first shot, and just helping you track targets better. So, something like, say you like to use hand cannons, right? One of the most used mods that you're going to have is called Enhanced Hand Cannon Targeting. And this, you read the description, it greatly improves your target acquisition, your accuracy, and the aim down sight speed. So it lets you aim down sights faster. It helps you hit your shots. It's so important. I use this on every character every day. This is, I'm a hand cannon main. I love hand cannons. This is one of my go-to mods. So find weapons that you love to use and try to coordinate them with different mods. Like I said, you can find these mods, doing nightfalls, doing strikes, playing Crucible. Like I said, the gunsmith Banshee, he can sell some of them. So just be on the lookout for these mods. You've got, these are the mods you can find on your helmet. On your arms, you most of the arm ones are going to be to help increase your reload speed. But then you have some general mods. Something like fastball helps you throw grenades faster. If you like to throw grenades, this will help you throw them not faster, but it'll increase the grenade throw distance. So it'll increase how far you can throw your grenade. You've got impact deduction, all this good stuff. You can read through all of these, but essentially, if you like to melee stuff a lot, you know, this, impact deduction can, be really useful, all that good stuff. And so just go through all of these mods and look around and see which ones that you think you would like, depending on your play style and what weapons you like to use. And so obviously, you can slot them onto the different armor pieces you have, but do be aware that each mod has its own energy type that goes with, you have to coordinate it with the energy of your armor piece. So this helmet we have here is an arc helmet, as you can see. It tells us right here, we can change it to void, we can change it to solar. If you have upgrade modules, we have 17 of them, so, we could change it to void, we could change it to solar. For blue gear, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Once you start getting into your purple, your legendary gear, something that you're going to keep for a long time, that's when you want to pick what energy this is. But, for example, say, you know, like I said, this helmet is worth, arc energy. So the mods that we can put into it, either have to be mods that have no energy, so it doesn't take any energy. So these are all just white mods. There's no energy assigned to them, so we can slot any of these. Or it has to be a mod with arc energy. So let's go back over to our mods and let's say, so for the helmet, when it comes down to it, we can only put arc mods in that helmet. So something like machine gun targeting, it's worth 3 arc. We put that in there. We can use it on our helmet. Shotgun targeting. We couldn't use something like scout rifle targeting because it's void, and that's an arc helmet. So we'd have to change it to void to be able to use the scout rifle targeting. Each helmet, each piece has up to 10 slots of energy that you can have when you're slotting your mods. So we have 5 unlocked right now, and to increase how many slots that our pieces can have, we have to essentially what's called masterwork them. So we have to use our materials to upgrade them. So if we wanted to get 6 slots instead of 5, it would take 1,000 glimmer, 30 shards, or sorry, 3 shards and 1 enhancement core. So if we go ahead and do that, now you see we have 6 slots. And the more you upgrade, the more materials you'll have to use. So you only want to upgrade your pieces when you have a lot of materials to exchange for it. But so for example, we have 6 energy that we can work with here. So primary ammo finder is 3, so we could put a primary ammo finder in this, and then this one is worth, 1. It'll tell you at the top right of the little box is worth 1 energy, and it's an arc mod, so we can slot it in. Now we have 4 out of the 6 slots filled. um, you know, and so if we wanted to, we could even put a heavy ammo finder in, and now that's 5. This is 1. We've got all 6 slots filled. So make sure you have enough room for the mods you want to put in, you know, and make sure they coordinate with the different energies. So yeah, that's going to wrap it up here. I know that was a lot of information, but I really wanted to get that out to you guys because this armor and mod system can be really confusing for newer players. And obviously there's a mod system and things like that for weapons, but you can only slot weapon mods on like uh year 3 legendary weapons. So if we go back to our mods and we go over to weapons, these are the different weapon perks and weapon mods that we can put into our weapons. So if you have, let's say you found, this is a year 1 Better Devils. It comes with rolls in it already. But let's say you found a year 3 Better Devils and it came with, you know, different perks and stuff on it. You could slot a mod on it to help, with your playstyle. So let's say you got a Better Devils and you like to jump a lot. Well, what's going to help you hit those jump shots more is a mod called Icarus. It's right here. As you can see, it improves your accuracy while airborne. So if you like to use hand cannons and you like to jump, throw an Icarus mod on your hand cannon. It's all based on preference and how you play the game. There's something in here for everybody. So just be sure to look through your mods. If you get a new weapon, try to put a mod in it. If you get a new armor piece, try to coordinate what energy that armor piece is. Like I said, you can change them if you have enough materials, and slot the mods that you want to help you with your playstyle. Alright, so now that's going to wrap it up. I hope you guys all enjoyed this episode. We covered a good bit in this game. Sorry, in this episode, we talked about we talked about mods. We talked about some Crucible stuff. We played a Crucible match. We got started with the new missions that are in this season. So we got through a good bit today. We're going to just keep going, keep progressing, hopefully get to a really good spot before Beyond Light comes out. But anyways, that's going to do it for me. I hope everybody, had a good time watching. And please let me know down in the comments below if you're learning anything new, if this series is helping you out. And all that will be greatly appreciated. And feel free if you would like. I stream, every Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I stream usually either between like 11 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop by and ask me on those times. But with all that being said, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Y'all have a good one.